Rumors are swirling that an explicit tape allegedly involving Beyoncé and Jay-Z is being shopped around Hollywood, and social media has been buzzing nonstop. This follows the recent exposure of Jay-Z's close friend, Diddy, who has been accused of disturbing and inappropriate behavior. Fans are now speculating that the Carters' efforts to distance themselves from Diddy might be linked to his alleged possession of damaging dirt on them. If you're wondering what this dirt could be, a bold claim was recently made by Ariel Mitchell, a celebrity lawyer representing several victims against Diddy. She stated that she has footage of Beyoncé in a compromising situation, which many believe may involve the notorious freak-offs that Diddy allegedly hosted. Rumors suggest that the tape is so explicit that it puts anything else from these parties to shame. On top of this, unconfirmed reports claim that the tape is being auctioned off and that Jay-Z has allegedly offered a staggering $500 million to prevent its release and avoid public humiliation. How did such a tape even come to exist? And could Diddy really have recorded Beyoncé without her knowledge? These questions are fueling widespread speculation, though no official footage has been released to the public so far. However, some leaked photos from these alleged parties have already surfaced, with many claiming the images are shocking enough, even without video evidence. The rumors about Beyoncé attending these infamous freak-offs have been around for some time, but it wasn't until recently that people started believing she may have been caught on tape participating in these wild events. The speculation grew stronger after Ariel Mitchell's interview, where she shared disturbing details about a lawsuit she plans to file against Diddy on behalf of one of her clients, who claims to have been sexually assaulted at one of these parties. For legal reasons, Ariel Mitchell couldn't disclose the identity of her client, but her description of the events mirrors the allegations that have been made by other women against Diddy. The client, according to Ariel, claims to have met Diddy in 2018 through a mutual friend connected to powerful figures in the industry. During the encounter, Diddy allegedly spiked her drink, sexually assaulted her with an inanimate object, and then forced another man present to assault her while he watched and pleasured himself. The client also alleges that Diddy's assistant, Christina Coram, was present during the assault but did nothing to intervene or help. This new wave of allegations against Diddy has brought more scrutiny to the parties he allegedly hosted, where many believe powerful celebrities participated in or witnessed disturbing activities. With Beyoncé and Jay-Z now rumored to be connected through this alleged tape, fans are questioning what really went on at these secretive gatherings. While nothing has been confirmed about the existence of the tape, the growing speculation around the Carters and Diddy is causing significant buzz. People are now wondering if this is why Beyoncé and Jay-Z distanced themselves from Diddy, fearing that the alleged dirt he holds over them could come to light.
So she called me and told me a very horrific story about her and her escape from the. She told me that she was at a friend's house who had industry ties and was on the phone with Diddy, and he decided to come to the house. And when he came to the house, everything was fine, that there was another woman there who we've determined to be Christina Coram, KK, who Diddy talks about a lot as his right-hand woman, if you will, and that they were discussing her. And then that led to her being served a drink where then she started to feel woozy, and then Mr. Combs assaulted her with an inanimate object, and then actually directed another gentleman to her while he watched and pleasured himself.
She further claimed that the alleged victim eventually broke free from the drug-induced haze and fled the house, screaming for help. Fortunately, a neighbor heard her cries and immediately called 911, potentially saving her from further harm.
So she was able to escape eventually and ran out into the streets yelling and screaming. and a neighbor heard her, because this happened in a quiet suburban neighborhood, if you will.
So there's a witness.
Yes, we have a witness. We also have a police report, and that was made in 2018, that when she initially filed the police report, she didn't name Diddy out of fear of retaliation, and more importantly, fear that no one would believe her.
Right.
So she then updated that report, and we've been working with law enforcement to have them actually look into that report. They didn't do too much then, but now they are looking more closely at it.
All right, so let's slow that down just a minute. So when we talk about what happened in that house and she's running out to the street, I can see it as you're describing it so well. Did she call the police right away? You said that obviously that there is a police report, but is she calling 911? Is she going to the neighbor's house? Can you give us any more detail about what happened?
Sure. What she did was, as she's running out the house yelling, a neighbor saw her and invited her into the home.
Okay.
And it's the neighbor who then called the police, and the police did come out at that time. They also stated that they heard cars screeching, and the neighbor went outside and saw a black SUV leaving the premises very quickly. And by the time the police arrived, of course, he was no longer there.
Well, was the neighbor able to identify who it was?
The neighbor wasn't, only that they saw the car leaving, and
Okay.
they only described the truck. They could not tell who was inside, but she told the neighbor at the time who it was and why they were leaving so abruptly.
She must have been terrified.
Despite the 911 call, the police reportedly did nothing and failed to question Diddy, which comes as no surprise given long-standing rumors that Diddy allegedly has law enforcement in his pocket. He's been accused of paying off authorities to make his alleged crimes disappear. These claims are echoed in lawsuits filed by Cassie and Lil Rod, who both accused Diddy of using intimidation tactics to silence and manipulate his victims. According to their accounts, he allegedly went as far as threatening to harm or even kill them if they ever spoke out against him, keeping them in fear.
And due to the high-profile nature that it was Mr. Combs who did this, she was afraid for her life. She was concerned that if she was to come forward and say something, that no one would believe her, because we're talking about 2018 when Mr. Combs was still pretty much at the height of his career, still very much so an icon and influential figure. So she's just a young girl from Northern California who's gonna believe that he had done something to her like this. So she didn't tell anybody. She did not hire an attorney. All she did was make the police report in the hopes that maybe the police would try to investigate and come up with anything. But she said she kind of felt from the police that they were disregarding what she was saying, even without saying Mr. Combs' name.
You know if he was interviewed? I mean, he was named in the police report?
I don't think so. Based on what she said, she really felt that the police were trying to bury this and disregard her claims and not really investigate, which is another reason why a lot of victims don't report these things to the police. We have to address the elephant in the room, is that we have victims, especially women, who go to the police, who are typically men, who don't actually investigate these things. They victim blame, they victim shame, and women don't feel safe or even protected to even make these claims because they don't think they'll be taken seriously, nor will their claims be investigated.
Right. Well, your client should be proud of herself for filing that claim and making that call and going.
Ariel
for
further
help.
alleged that she was recently approached by another client seeking her help in brokering the sale of a tape involving one of the industry's most prominent celebrities. According to Ariel, the celebrity had no idea they were being filmed, adding another layer of controversy to the situation.
Filmed.
I also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
Yes.
the shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became of public knowledge.
I've heard this before. So like a catch and kill.
Catch and kill, correct.
Wow. Can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No,
this
I can't
tape.
explain who the person was, but
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it? Or
I've seen stills of the video.
okay.
So
you can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video, and I can tell the video was graphic in nature.
Oh my. All right. So we know that he videotaped a lot of activities at his home, Diddy. And it sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at
Okay.
a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so it's, to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotaping, like they're being surreptitiously recorded.
It's not hard to put two and two together and suspect that the celebrity in question could be Beyonce. After all, she's one of the few stars bigger than Diddy in Hollywood, and we know how close she and Jay-Z have been to him. Fans have now started digging up receipts from other celebrities who claim to have seen Beyonce at Diddy's infamous parties. For instance, in an interview with Diddy, it seemed like Beyonce might have been making moves on him, further fueling the speculation surrounding her alleged involvement in these controversial events.
I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? And, Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people, he had put them out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there. Me and, you know, maybe about 15 others, you know.
Right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce being, you know, two of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put it into perspective of the type of company I was in
Right.
at the moment, you know. And she came over and introduced herself to me like as if she had to.
Right.
Beyonce, cut it out. But I'm a big fan of your work, you know what I'm saying? Whoop the whoop, and that was just dope. That was dope as hell to me, man. That was.
It's easy to speculate that the unnamed celebrity could be Beyonce. She's one of the few stars more prominent than Diddy in Hollywood, and her and Jay-Z's past connection to him is well known. Fans have started uncovering receipts from other celebrities who claim to have seen Beyonce at Diddy's notorious parties. For example, during an interview with Diddy, some suggested that Beyonce may have been making advances on him, adding to the growing speculation about her alleged involvement in these controversial events. This has only intensified rumors linking her to the alleged tape and scandal.
Okay, fun fact a lot of people don't know. That cheesecake we went and got was from Beyonce. She was upstairs the whole time. What we was talking about again? Hold on. Yeah, that's a fun fact people don't know. People like, y'all walked and got a cheesecake. It was from Beyonce. I'll do it again. But yeah, because at first he was like, I want some cheesecake. But we took all night to do the process, right? So when we got back, it was like 4 or 5 in the morning. And me and Dallon got back first. Let me tell you how green these niggas is. So I'm the type of nigga. I listen to everything you say as if it's a contract. So if you say, walk to the store, or walk to get me some cheesecake, I'll walk to get you some cheesecake. But I'm not walking back. And that's just what me and Dallon did. And they like, why y'all, you know, they hot. Like, y'all cheating. And we like, he told us to walk. He ain't tell us to walk back. So we already in the hotel like 3 hours before they got there. When they said they was coming, we went and met him in front of the building. And you know the first thing that nigga said out of his mouth? He said, hold up, we got the cheesecake. He was like, I don't want that shit. Take that shit upstairs from Beyonce. Then he said, they was like, yeah, man, we want to tell you, Fred and Dallon, they ain't walk back. You know, trying to be on some snitching shit. He's like, I ain't tell you niggas to walk back.
That's not all. Fans also recalled when Diddy made some of his artists walk over 4 hours to get him a cheesecake. At the time, many thought it was just Diddy flexing his power for no reason. However, in a recent interview, Freddie P revealed that the cheesecake wasn't for Diddy, but for Beyonce. Allegedly, Beyonce made Diddy force the boys to get her the cheesecake, adding another layer to the already bizarre story and further fueling speculation about her involvement with Diddy.
Because the Diddy, oh, Diddy done turned over tapes. Allegedly, with the Carters, is some freak off. And the Beyonce. How on the and the tapes had all over it. Hold on.
Some people might call Jaguar right crazy, but it's wild how often she turns out to be right. That said, there's no solid proof yet that it's really Beyonce on these alleged tapes, even though fans are convinced it is. Unconfirmed rumors suggest that Jay-Z is desperately trying to buy the tape before it leaks, with some reports claiming he's willing to pay as much as $500 million. If true, that would indicate Jay-Z believes it could really be Beyonce in the footage, and fans are left wondering just how bad the tape must be. People are commenting, questioning how many celebrities were involved in these alleged freak-offs. Many fans can't believe anyone could be in Diddy's inner circle for 30 years and not know or participate. They've pointed out that Diddy was known for enforcing a "you hang out, you participate" rule at his infamous parties. Some are calling for anyone who participated in or supported Diddy's disturbing events to be exposed and held accountable in court. They believe justice is necessary to ensure such behavior isn't tolerated and to uphold ethical standards. With these swirling allegations, fans are now asking, do you believe it's really Beyonce on the tape? And if so, did Jay-Z know she was being recorded without her knowledge? The whole situation is a mess, and it's got people thinking about the darker side of Hollywood. Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know what you think. Also, don't forget to check out the next video for more updates on this developing story.